Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture of this course Finite Element Method. So this is the continuation of the fourth module where we are discussing regarding the two-dimensional elements and the vector variable problems. So in the earlier lecture we have discussed the concept of the strain displacement matrix, that is B, and there we have considered the temperature effects, and in case of the Galerkin approach we have seen the formula, and based on those different concepts and formula we have discussed the procedure to solve this B matrix, that is the strain displacement matrix. Okay, so in this lecture we will discuss the computation of the stiffness matrix, and there the formula of this strain displacement matrix it will also be required, and these numericals are somewhat lengthy numerical, and but the process is not very complex, so you need to be very minute and sincerely you need to follow the steps to calculate the stiffness matrix for these axisymmetric elements. Okay, so let us start this lecture. So these are the course objectives and course outcomes, so I'll just skip this first two slides. This is the COPO mapping for this course. So we will start our discussion from this slide number 4, and one numerical problem is given here, that is for the element shown in figure 1 determine the stiffness matrix. So here one figure is given and it is one axisymmetric element, and for this element we need to determine the stiffness matrix. So some values are given, like the Young's modulus value is given 200 GPa, and the value of the Poisson's ratio it is given 0.25. The coordinates which are shown here in this diagram, these are in millimeters. So this is the question given here, and for this element we need to find the stiffness matrix. So let us first write in details what are the things given in this numerical. So from the given coordinates for this element we can write that corresponding to node 1, which is given as 0 0, then R1 is 0 and Z1 is 0. Then corresponding to node 2, where the coordinate is given 50 0, that means the R2 is 50 and Z2 is 0. And corresponding to node 3, where the coordinate is given as 50 50, that means R3 is 50 and Z3 is also 50 millimeter. Now the value of Young's modulus, that is capital E, it is given as 200 GPa. Now this G means gigapascal, so that means 200 into 10 to the power 9 Pascal. So 1 Pascal is 1 Newton per meter square. So you can perform the unit conversion here. So 210 to the power 9 Newton per meter square, that means 210 cube Newton per millimeter square. And it can also be written as 2 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. So this is the value of the Young's modulus which is given in this numerical. Next, the value of Poisson's ratio, it is given as 0.25. So in details we have written all the values which are actually given in this numerical. Now based on all these values we need to use the suitable formulas to calculate the element stiffness matrix. Now the formula to calculate the element stiffness matrix for the given axisymmetric triangular element is written here as equation number 1, which is K matrix. This is 2 pi RA multiplied by B transpose multiplied by D matrix multiplied by B matrix. So this is the formula here that we need to use. That means separately we need to find the value of the area A, then the B transpose, that is the strain displacement matrix transpose, then the D matrix, and finally we need to multiply all this. Now first we will calculate the area of the triangular element. Now the formula for this area of the triangular element, it is half multiplied by a 3 by 3 matrix, which is 1 R1 Z1, 1 R2 Z2 and 1 R3 Z3. So we can perform this matrix operation, and here as we know all the values of R1, R2, R3 and Z1, Z2, Z3 from the given diagram, we can easily calculate the area of the triangular element. But there is another procedure to calculate the area of the triangular element, which is actually half into breadth into height of this triangle. In the breadth and height of this triangle, it is given as 50 and 50 millimeter. So we can directly use this formula, which is a less time consuming process, and finally we can calculate the value of the area of this triangular element. It is 1250 millimeter square. Next we need to calculate the coordinate R and Z, and to calculate the coordinate R we need to use the formula, which is R equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 divided by 3. And the value of R1 is given as 0, R2 is given as 50 and R3 is also given as 50. Finally we can calculate the value of R as 33.33 millimeter. Next, to calculate the value of Z, we need to use the formula as Z equals to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 divided by 3. Now in this diagram, the value of Z1, Z2, these are given as 0, and the value of Z3 is given as 50. So that means we can calculate the value of Z as 16.666 millimeter. So these are the values of RZ and the area of the triangle that we have calculated till now. Next, we need to calculate the D matrix, that is the stress-strain relationship matrix. The formula to calculate this stress-strain relationship matrix D, it is given here as E by, that is the Young's modulus divided by 1 plus B into 1 minus 2B multiplied by 4 by 4 matrix, where in this matrix we need to actually put the values of the Young's modulus and the Poisson's ratio, which are actually given in this numerical. So earlier what we have seen, that the value of Young's modulus, it was given 200 GPa, which we have expressed from gigapascal to Newton per millimeter square, and the value of Poisson's ratio, it is also given as 0.25. Now these values we need to put here. So after putting the values of this Young's modulus and the Poisson's ratio, we need to perform the matrix multiplication here, and finally after several steps we are getting the value of this stress strain relationship matrix D. This is equals to 80 into 10 cube multiplied by a 4 by 4 matrix. So this is the procedure by which we have calculated the stress strain relationship matrix, that is capital T. Next we need to calculate the strain displacement matrix. So how to calculate the strain displacement matrix? So this calculation of the strain displacement matrix we have discussed in the earlier lecture, where we have solved some numericals only to calculate the strain displacement matrix. Now this is actually a part of this current numerical. So the formula to calculate the strain displacement matrix, it is represented here as equation number 6. So in this formula we are having some notations like alpha 1, beta 1, gamma 1, and alpha 2, beta 2, and gamma 2. Then alpha 3, beta 3, and gamma 3. So how to calculate all these things? So the formula for all these alpha, beta, and gamma we need to remember. So the value of alpha, or the formula of alpha, it is R2Z3 minus R3Z2. So all these values of R2Z2, then R3Z3, these are actually given in this diagram. So we need to put those values of the coordinates corresponding to node 2 and node 3, and finally we can calculate the value of this alpha 1, which is coming as 2500 millimeter square. Next we need to use the formula of the alpha 2, which is R3Z1 minus R1Z3. So corresponding to node 1 and node 3 we need to put all those values, and finally we are getting the value of alpha 2, it is 0. Next, the formula for alpha 3, it is R1Z2 minus R2Z1. So putting the values of the coordinates corresponding to node 1 and node 2, we have calculated the value of alpha 3, it is coming as 0. In the similar manner, we need to use the formula for beta 1. At beta 1 it is Z2 minus Z3. So finally we have calculated beta 1, it is minus 50 millimeter. Then the value of beta 2, it is coming as 50 millimeter, and the value of beta 3, it is Z1 minus Z2, so it is 0 millimeter. Next for gamma 1, it is R3 minus R2, so it is coming as 0 millimeter. Gamma 2 is R1 minus R3, so it is coming as minus 50 millimeter, and gamma 3, it is R2 minus R1. So R2 is given as 50 and R1 is given as 0 in the diagram corresponding to node 2 and node 1. So gamma 3 has been calculated as 50 millimeter. So we need to remember all this formula to calculate the value of this alpha, beta and gamma for the corresponding to node 1, 2, 3. Now alpha 1 by r plus beta 1 plus gamma 1 z by r can be calculated by putting all the values for this alpha, beta, gamma and r, which is coming as 25 millimeter. Next, alpha 2 by r plus beta 2 plus gamma 2 z by r, this is also coming as 25 millimeter, and alpha 3 by r plus beta 3 plus gamma 3 z by r, this is also calculated as 25 millimeter. Now we need to put all the values of this beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, r1, r2, r3 and the others in the formula of this B matrix. Next we need to put the value of the area of this axisymmetric triangular element to calculate the final result for this B matrix. So this equation 7, it is the value of the strain displacement matrix B. Now we need to perform the matrix multiplication, that is the stress strain relationship matrix B multiplied by the B matrix, that is the strain displacement matrix. So here a matrix multiplication we need to perform. So as we have calculated the values of this D and B matrices, so we need to put these values here, and finally we need to perform one matrix multiplication. So sincerely we need to perform this multiplication, otherwise there may be some mistake which will lead to a wrong result. So this matrix multiplication, it is actually known to us, but for this 4 by 4 or 4 by 6 matrix multiplication of this 4 by 4 and 4 by 6 matrix, we need to perform very carefully. And finally this matrix multiplication result of D and B matrices, this is represented as equation number 8. Now as the strain displacement matrix, it is B, it is represented earlier and we have calculated this earlier. So now we need to write the value of the B transpose, that is only the row column interchange will be there. So earlier it was a 4 by 6 matrix, now it is a 6 by 4 matrix. So this is our equation number 9, and this is the value of the B transpose, that is the transpose of the strain displacement matrix. Now we need to perform one more matrix multiplication, that is B transpose, this part multiplied by the multiplication of D and B matrices. So again another matrix multiplication we need to perform, so which is a 6 by 4 matrix multiplied by a 4 by 6 matrix. Finally we are getting a 6 by 6 matrix here. It is represented as equation number 10. Now to calculate the value of the stiffness matrix, the last part of the formula, that is the multiplication of the three different matrices, we have calculated. So that part we need to multiply with 2 pi r and a. So the value of this r we have already calculated, which is 33.33, and the value of this a, which is the area of the triangle, which we have calculated 1250 millimeters square. So putting all these values, we can now finally calculate the value of the stiffness matrix K, which is 2.094 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by a 6 by 6 matrix. So this is one symmetrical matrix, and this is actually now the final result for this stiffness matrix. Now let us discuss one more numerical, that is for the axisymmetric elements shown in this figure 1. We need to determine the stiffness matrix. The value of the Young's modulus, it is given 2.1 and 10 to the power 5 Newton per millimeter square. The value of Poisson's ratio is given 0.25. Now the coordinates shown in this figure 1, these are in millimeters. So that means from this given diagram we can write the value of this R1, R2, R3 and Z1, Z2, Z3 corresponding to the node 1, 2 and 3. Value of Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio we can write here, and finally we need to calculate the stiffness matrix. So we need to follow the same procedure again that we have discussed just now. And the formula to calculate this stiffness matrix, this is equals to 2 pi Ra to B transpose multiplied by D matrix multiplied by B matrix. So first we need to calculate the area of the triangular element, which is half into breadth into height. So the area is been calculated as 1250 millimeter square. Next, the value of this R coordinate, it is calculated as R1 plus R2 plus R3 by 3. So this is coming as 16.667 millimeter. Next, we need to calculate the value of the Z coordinate, which is Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 by 3, which is coming as 16.667 millimeter, which is our equation number 4. So these are the first three things that we have calculated: the area of the triangle, the R coordinate and the Z coordinate. Next, we need to calculate the value of the stress strain displacement matrix, which is the matrix D. And the formula for the stress strain displacement matrix, it is represented here, where we need to put the value of the Young's modulus and the Poisson's ratio, which are given in this numerical. The value of the Young's modulus, it is given 2.1 and 10 to the power 5, and the value of the Poisson's ratio, it is given 0.25. So putting all these values, and after several steps we have simplified the value of the D matrix, it is the stress strain relationship matrix, which is coming as 84 into 10 cube multiplied by a 4 by 4 matrix, which is our equation number 5. So next we need to calculate the strain displacement matrix. And the formula for the strain displacement matrix, it is represented here as equation number 6. So that means we need to calculate the alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, then beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 and gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma 3 for this B matrix. So for alpha 1 the formula is R2Z3 minus R3Z2. So finally the value of alpha 1 we are getting here is 2500 millimeter square. Next, the value of alpha 2, the formula to calculate this alpha 2, it is R3Z1 minus R1Z3, so which is coming as 0. Next, the formula for alpha 3, it is R1Z2 minus R2Z1, so putting the values of these coordinates corresponding to the node 1 and node 2, we are getting the value of alpha 3 is 0. Next, the value of beta 2 we need to calculate, and the formula is Z2 minus Z3, and finally after putting these values of Z2 and Z3 we are getting the value of beta 1, it is minus 50 millimeter. Next, the value of beta 2, it is Z3 minus Z1, which is actually 50 millimeter. Again the value of beta 3, it is Z1 minus Z2, which is 0. Next, we need to calculate the value of gamma 1, which is R3 minus R2, that means minus 50 millimeter. Then gamma 2, it is R1 minus R3, which is 0, and gamma 3, it is R2 minus R1, which is 50 millimeter. Now need to calculate alpha 1 by r plus beta 1 plus gamma 1 z by r. So putting all the values that we have calculated just now, it is calculated as 50 millimeter. Next we need to calculate alpha 2 by r plus beta 2 plus gamma 2 z by r. So it is again calculated as 50 millimeter, and alpha 3 by r plus beta 3 plus gamma 3 z by r, it is also calculated as 50 millimeter. Now if we substitute all the values of the elements of the matrices that we have calculated, then finally we are getting the value of this B matrix, that is the strain displacement matrix. It is coming as equation number 7, that is 0.02 multiplied by a 4 by 6 matrix. Now we need to multiply this strain displacement matrix with the stress strain relationship matrix D. So that means one 4 by 4 matrix multiplied by a 4 by 6 matrix. We need to perform this matrix multiplication. We need to perform right now. So after performing this matrix multiplication, we are getting one 4 by 6 matrix here, which is our equation number 8. Now as we have calculated earlier the B matrix, that is the strain displacement matrix, so the transpose of the B matrix also we can write, that is the interchange of row and column we need to perform only. This is our equation number 9. So now we need to perform one more matrix multiplication, that is the B transpose multiplied by D matrix and B matrix that we have already performed earlier. So now we need to do this matrix multiplication, and finally we are getting the multiplication of all the three matrices as equation number 10. It is 33.6 multiplied by a 6 by 6 matrix. So finally in the formula of the stiffness matrix we need to put the values of this matrix multiplication, that is B matrix transpose of the B matrix multiplied by D matrix and B matrix. So that part will be multiplied by 2 pi RA. Now the value of R coordinate is already calculated in 16.66, and the value of area of the triangle, it is calculated as 1250. So finally we can calculate the value of the stiffness matrix. It is coming as 4.39 into 10 to the power 6 multiplied by a 6 by 6 matrix. Let us discuss the next numerical. So here for the axisymmetric elements shown in this diagram, we need to determine the element stresses. And the Young's modulus, it is given 210 gigapascal, and the value of the Poisson's ratio is given 0.25. The coordinates which are shown in this diagram, it is given as millimeter. And the nodal displacements, these are given as U1 is 0.05 millimeter, W1 is 0.03 millimeter, then U2, W2 and U3, W3, these are given here. So we need to calculate the element stresses. That means we need to calculate the radial stresses, circumferential stresses, longitudinal stress and the shear stress. So first we need to perform the matrix multiplication of the stress strain relationship matrix and strain displacement matrix, which is D into B. As the values given in this diagram, these are similar to the earlier problem, so that's why you have directly used that value here. So that matrix multiplication we have directly used in this numerical. Next we need to calculate the stress sigma, that is multiplication of this D and B and multiplied by the U, that is the column matrix. Now here the stress, it is actually the sigma r, sigma theta, sigma z and tau rz. So here u1, w1, u2, w2, u3, w3, these values are given. So all the values for this column matrix, this is given in this numerical. So we can put these values here and we can perform the matrix multiplication. So finally, after performing this matrix multiplication, we have calculated the values of this sigma r, that is the radial stress, it is minus 84 Newton per millimeter square. Then circumferential stress sigma theta, it is 252 Newton per millimeter square. Then longitudinal stress sigma z, it is minus 84 Newton per millimeter square. And the value of the shear stress, it is the tau rz, it is minus 100.8 Newton per millimeter square. So this is the procedure by which we have calculated the element stress. That means the four different stresses, that is radial, circumferential, longitudinal and shear stress, we have calculated. So in this lecture we have calculated three different numerical, and where we have calculated the stiffness matrix for the first two numerical, and for the third numerical we have calculated the element stresses. So this is the end for this lecture, and in the next lecture we will discuss how to determine the element stress and stiffness matrix for the axisymmetric elements.